Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So when we talk about Axure, we know how powerful is this tool, right? So we know that with this tool we can really simulate almost everything we want, right? We can create a high fidelity prototypes with whatever kind of interactions, right? To simulate really the final product. But we have some limitations that are still there from the tool itself, and these related to the animations. We have a small set of animations inside Axure, and we can just tweak the duration of the animation, and we can change between is out, is in out, or fade, something like that. But the thing is that we can embed to our prototypes CSS animation. How? Let's discover it together in this video. So if you're interested, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, put a like, comment, and that's it. Let's get started. Here we are inside Axure. So what we see here on the canvas is just a repeater. We all know what repeaters are, and inside what we have is just an image, and we have a heading, a description, and we have actually two buttons. One is add to cart, and the second one that is hidden, that is checkout. So I will show you here. You see is checkout. So what I want to do, and I already did it actually, is just to move this widget, the add to cart, to the left when it clicks, and I want the checkout button to show up. This is actually really simple, so I go on the add to cart button, and on click or tap, I move this button, so the add to cart, by -80 to go to the left, with an animation of is out cubic. And actually I have to show the other button, that is the checkout button, to fade in 320 milliseconds. So if we go in preview with this, if I go on add to cart, you see how it works and how it looks like. So every time they click, this checkout appears on each item. That's okay, but I want more, right? I want some more cool animation that I cannot actually do with Axure, right? And so it comes to help a website that is what I usually use, that is called, here we have Bonce.Js at Bonce.Js.com. So here it's really cool because here on the left you can select the kind of animation that you want, for example jelly, clock, roadrunner, or smack, or whatever, swoosh. And this is what I need, is this swoosh animation, right? Because I want that this button should appear fast, right? So, and what I want is not that it comes from the left, but should come from the right. And to do so, I go here on the translate, and instead of putting 300, -300, I have to put 300. So I will change basically the x-axis, right? And as you can see here now, is coming from the right. I will just change the duration to have it much slower, like it is more visible. And now what I have to do is just to click on this export CSS. I export the CSS. I don't need here the prefix, so I will uncheck this, and I copy all of this CSS, okay? And I have to put this CSS inside a plugin. To do so, I go on my Axure Cloud, I select the prototype that I need, I click on it, And here on the top you see we have different tabs. One is for the plugins. Here I already have one animations and I can delete it, right? So that we do it from scratch. I add a new plugin and here I paste all my CSS animation. I will call this plugin as swoosh, for example. And what we have to do that is really important is to wrap all the CSS inside a style element, a style tag, right? Style, I will close it at the end, right? Closing it with the style. And I can also delete all this stuff that is useless, okay? And we have our plugin. For this case, we can put it inside the head, but we can put it on the bottom body or inside a specific dynamic panel. What happens is that if you choose inside a specific dynamic panel, you have to put exactly the name of the dynamic panel on which you want to apply it. In this case, it's inside head. We can add the plugin. We add this plugin on all the pages and on the future pages, but one thing we missed, and is the name of the CSS class that I'm going to use and embed inside the Axure file. So here is called animation target. This is the CSS class name, but I can call it whatever I want, like swoosh, right? So I call it swoosh, so I copy this. And now, okay, I save the plugin, I go back on the overview, and I go back on Axure. Now, what I have to do is to apply this swoosh as a style on the button. So I go on the style pane, and here, as you can see, is a primary button. But I can create a new one with the widget style manager. I go on the bottom, I add a new one, where I will call it swoosh. So the name should be exactly the name of the CSS class name. I will change, for example, the field color with dark gray and the font color of white, for example, right? Something, yeah, white. I want to add also something else actually on the swoosh, that is the corner radius of 4 pixels. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Now that I created the style, I apply the style to the button. I select swoosh. As you can see, the swoosh button is with these properties and has the name of the CSS class. So what we have to do is actually simple. If I go in preview here on the local and I click on add to cart, the behavior will be exactly the same as before, because actually the plugin is applied on the file on Axure Cloud. So we will never see it on the local machine, right? So I go back on Axure and I share it. So I share it on the same file as before, where we applied the CSS class inside the plugin. I update it, and theoretically it should work. Now I can click on share link here. I click here and I go on Axure Cloud. So now if I click on add to cart, boom, you see? Phew. There is this swoosh animation that is exactly what we took from Bonce.Js. And that's actually amazing, right? Because we embedded some CSS as a plugin on an Axure prototype. And also this video is finished. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something new from me. And as usual, what I ask you is to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, put a like, a comment, and see you in the next video. Bye!